retirement plan helps you create a regular flow of income after you've retired. But how many of our domestic workers can afford a plan? Financial advisor and retirement specialist Grace McLean joins us. She's going to add some light to this discussion. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Amelia, and good morning.
How are you?
A pleasure to be here.
All is well?
Yes, all is well.
What do you think? Them can come up with a pension plan? What's
every
your...
domestic helper can have a pension plan. Every single one of them.
But they have...
Because it's not, you don't need a whole lot of money to start a pension plan. As low as 2,000 Jamaican dollars, and you can get started.
Should the employer be doing anything
yes,
with
the employer can match what the worker contributes, or they can decide whether or not to contribute and how much. But there's a ceiling, so the maximum that can be contributed is 20% of the worker's gross salary. Right? That's by law.
Grace, let me back it up a little bit before I get to the question I want to. What's been your experience, though, in creating pension plans for domestic workers? Is it the same as it is for Jamaicans in general? Are we getting better? Because we were very bad at it.
It's the same. There's equality when it comes to pension, having a pension plan in Jamaica. So the same rules apply to a domestic. But
are people thinking about pension?
No, there is a serious crisis in Jamaica, retirement crisis.
That's what I'm saying.
80% of the working population of Jamaica don't have a pension plan. 80% of the working population. That's a great problem for the country.
Yeah. What about the domestic workers who will work like one day for someone? Like the person who helps me only work one day for the week. What about somebody like that?
So Jamaicans are very innovative, and we are resilient people. So what you find with domestic workers, a lot of time they work 5, 6, 7 days a week sometimes because they are working in different households, right? So, it's for us to think that they don't have any money. It's not true. Because some of them do have funds. Some of them do save, they do invest. I have a client who came in and met with me. She has her own business as a domestic worker. But what she does is she goes to different homes and clean their homes. And then she offers other services to that in terms of maintenance. And she only has 2 employees, herself and her son. They're the only 2 persons in the business. But if you want your home to be clean today, you call her up and she comes in with her equipment, she cleans up and she goes to another home. And she earns quite a bit that way.
Yeah. One of the things I think in terms of a retirement plan, people tell you they have to be spending so much that they can't find any to save.
Right.
Like, that means that, like, we really can't save nothing because we're paying so many bills.
Right.
You're saying how much per month is feasible? Because when you're looking at inflation rates and what's going to happen when I retire, what's feasible for someone to live comfortably?
Okay. The truth is, we need streams of income in retirement, all of us.
Okay.
That's the reality, because you can't predict the cost of living. Inflation is known as the silent killer, the thief in the night. It means when you're ready to spend your money, that's when you realize it has no value, right? So in order to keep pace with inflation, you need to invest in assets that will increase in value over time.
Right.
So real estate, stocks, stuff like that. You need to have other businesses. A business is an asset that will create income for you long term. And there are persons like that. When persons say, because the person is a domestic worker, they don't have funds, they are in partner plans. Jamaica has a culture of partner plans. And so they save little bits and they save and they use that partner draw and they open an investment account.
Okay.
So it can be done.
Okay.
And you have found that they are doing stuff like that?
Yes. And I just want to share quickly. Just recently, I went to Spanish Town to meet with a business owner. And I did a presentation to his staff, a small group of staff, about pension planning and why they should plan for retirement. And you know who they brought to that interview? The helper. So I did a one-on-one interview with each employee after the presentation, and I interviewed the helper. The helper has now started a pension plan, and the employer is matching her contribution. And this is what we need to encourage in Jamaica, so that we all can be better off. You know, and in Singapore, there's an example of an employer who helped her domestic worker for 22 years. That helper worked with her. She was a migrant worker. She's a Filipino. So she went to work for 22 years. And during that time, the employer sent her on a money management course, an entrepreneurship course, and then helped her to set up her business. Now, that helper is 60 years of age this year and has 3 businesses.
Wow.
What the employer was doing for her is saying, when you stop working for me, what are you going to do in retirement? Where's money going to come from? So the employer was forward-thinking and proactive and got that employee enrolled in a course on money management. That employee, you know, owns a shoe store, a travel agency, and she has her own apartment. Right? So she's saying now that she's finally can have independent income. She's not working for anybody anymore. In retirement, she has a steady stream of income, or streams of income in retirement.
When you say the employer matches what she puts in,
Right.
or what they
So, for example,
explain that to me.
For example, if a worker is contributing $2,000 per month, the employer can say, I'll match it by putting $2,000. Whatever you are contributing, I'll put the equal amount to it.
Put it where?
Add it to the fund, into the account.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. But that's not compulsory, though. The employer
No,
can
the
say.
employer's role is really voluntary.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We keep saying a fund, and I want to make sure we clarify that,
Okay,
Grace.
great, yes.
Because there are a lot of people who will say to people, give me your money, man, and I will put it in something for you. But there is a retirement plan, and I think legally retirement plans and funds that you invest in. So clarify that for me.
Okay, good, great point. You have group pension plans,
Yes.
and you have individual pension plans. The personal pension plans, that is where most, even employers in the corporate, in the formal structure, that's the direction they are going now, because it doesn't cost them any money to implement the group pension. The personal pension, that's the direction they're going. So a domestic worker can open a personal pension account just as though they would open a savings account and contribute whatever the amount they want to contribute to it, providing it's not more than 20% of what they earn for the month.
Okay.
Right. So anybody, once you're working and age 18 and over, you can start a pension plan.
And the earlier the better.
The earlier the better.
Earlier the better.
Earlier the
So
better.
that's the word to the domestic helpers, domestic workers.
The domestic workers. And the employers to also play an active role. You may not be able to match a pension plan, but you can help in the education of your employee.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Financial education.
Thanks for coming. God bless you.
And thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Financial advisor and retirement specialist, Grace McLean.
After the break, the outstanding athletes and coach from Mushet High will join us. Stay with us, please. Soon come.
Even though we have some problems, that's okay. We are still